Hi, my name's Emoni Bush. I'm a member of the Weewacum First Nation, and I'm a sophomore outside hitter on the women's volleyball team here at UW.
Oiats Iskaitchef, Rosalie Fish Sitsta, Buckleshoes Yefti, Kalitz Yefti Yakima Opshud. My name is Rosalie Fish. I am from the Muckleshoot Reservation. I'm a fourth year senior and I am on the women's cross country and track team, and I am from the Muckleshoot, Cowlitz, and Yakima tribes.
My name is SilentRain Espinoza. I'm on the UW softball team. I'm a fifth year. I am Kumeyaay and Penobscot from San Diego and a tribe in Maine.
Being Native American provides me with a community that I don't know where I'd be without them, and it makes me so thankful that I can have them by my side.
Yeah, going along with that, I think it gives me the opportunity to really make an impact on the youth, not even from my tribe or from Seattle specifically, but across the country. Like you said, like it feels like a family. Like I feel like you can tell when someone's Native and they like come up to you. Like it's just like a different type of community, I think, that we all kind of acknowledge and share, and it's like an unspoken thing. I had a family, or just a mom actually, come up with like 6 girls to one of our home games. I think it was like my sophomore year, and they had driven like 4 hours to come watch us play. And I think just seeing the girls' faces like light up when I just like said hi to them, that's why I play this sport now and why I took my 5th year, because I want to make the biggest impact I can.
Yeah, I would say that being Native has had me experience some of the hardest moments I have in my life, just based on the way we've been treated and the way we've been targeted. However, I would never change it, because it's all worth it when it comes down to supporting our communities, participating in our culture, getting to know our youth. I think as athletes, we're already put on platforms and pedestals, and add to the fact that we're Native, it just means so much to the youth watching us. And whether we realize it or not, however many youth we think are watching us, there's more. And they're watching every single move, every single accomplishment. And that makes it even more worth it than if you were just doing it for yourself.
I feel like some people could see it as like a hindrance, like being Native American, but I almost feel like it gives me a sense of power, because I'm like proud of the woman that I am, and I know I am the woman I am because of like my culture and like where I come from. So yeah.
You know, what you were saying too, though, it's like both. We face a lot of struggles being Native, and being a leader in the community, it's exhausting. It can be really lonely. You know, when we get into these spaces where we're the only one, and we have this pressure to speak for our people, to do what's right, to make progress for our fight in human rights. But everyone I've talked to, they wouldn't want it any other way, because that's how much our community means to us. I think one thing that's also really cool about being Native is I got to meet you two, and the way that we just came together and built community and understand each other because we're Native, even though we're from all different kinds of tribes and all different kinds of areas, is, again, one of the other reasons that I like being Native.
The walking tour was created to give people insight on what our campus, this land looked like before the university was built. And I think it's really insightful to see how the Indigenous people use this land, certain parts of the land that are here because of them, and ways that they've impacted the space that we inhabit now.
So Owen Oliver comes from the Columbia River people, but is also from the Southern Pueblo tribe and is enrolled Quinault. And he does huge work in Native American activism, in land protection, and is overall just a huge leader in the Native community.
And I think that goes along with what we're trying to do, is make this video and help people become more aware of our side of the story, and especially during this next month. I think what Owen is doing is awesome, and we're as the UW athletic department, we're only trying to continue to promote what he's doing and kind of get our sense into it as well.
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about Native people and our history, not only like in the general public, but especially in US history books. And a lot of history books don't even mention Native Americans after the 1800s. And in reality, we have a very intense and resilient history of combating genocide and finding community and revitalizing culture. And I wish people focused on that rather than the initial colonization and that first contact.
Going along with like what you said about how there's no mention of Native Americans like past the 18th century, I think a lot of people don't know that Native American tribes are a sovereign nation. We govern ourselves, and I think a lot of misconceptions around that is that the government controls the tribes, but in reality, we govern ourselves and we've learned how to govern ourselves, and I think that's what something people should know that they don't.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that because Native tribes aren't mentioned past the 1800s, people still think that we live in teepees. I think a lot of people do hunt their own food, but it's not like anything like what you read about in textbooks. And I think people knew more about it and the way that we've evolved with everything that's happened to us. I would find it really interesting.
Right. And well, when you were talking about how people think like we live in teepees and stuff, one thing is also that representation over the 19th century and even in the 20th century, and how history books doesn't talk about the diversity of tribes, and instead they kind of stereotype us into one type of culture, when in reality there's over 500 tribes even in the US itself, all with a diverse forms of culture, traditions, languages, and we always get put into one box, and it's really frustrating. I have a few. A good amount. One is that we receive money from the government. Tribes, like you said, they're sovereign, and we have control over our own economic system, our own businesses, and for natives who do get those per capitas, it's earned by the tribe itself and distributed by the tribe itself. And not all tribes have per capitas or don't have the privilege to have access to land and businesses, and we're intentionally put in spots and reservations that don't get a lot of traffic, that are far away from natural resources. And again, it's like putting us in one box, in one stereotype, because people have found that it's not worth looking into our history, our culture, and our context. And it's also, again, frustrating.
Yeah.
A few ideas, and I'm lucky enough to be from here, so I get to know this land and know the people from this land, and we're still here. And I think one thing that could be really cool outside of just land acknowledgements at every single event, and that includes sporting events, is also like providing free tickets to tribes, inviting them to come in and watch the games and participate, having the rowing team get introduced to the local canoe families and having an educational gathering there. I'm really just finding places to create community and to give the Native folks from here an opportunity to share what they've been doing, because a lot of people think they were from here. No, we are from here and we're still here. And so giving us that space to exist and to empower ourselves, to create community, share our culture, and take action to further our battle for human rights.
I absolutely agree. I think another space that we can really support and lift up Native communities is our youth. I mean, they are going to be the next us, and I think the more we give back to them and empower them and lead them to believe that they can really do anything is just gonna change so many things, and also have more people sitting at this table in future videos.